Well, hello and welcome to my video about how to get an apprenticeship. And this is my personal opinion. Why am I holding this? That is because, hold please. Okay, this back to the mother, carrot, pepper, turmeric, kombucha is number one, top tier. Maybe this was a bad idea to open to film with because, hear that? You hear the cats going crazy? I tried to film this video last night, but I had my camera set up in 120 frames per second because I was out filming water for some reason. And when you do that on a Canon DSLR, it means that it films 120 frames, but it records zero audio. Chuck, are you serious right now? They were sleeping the entire time I was gone at the gym, and I came home and I thought, I'll film this video tonight. This will be fun. And he's going crazy. So this is just a classic scenario. Okay, welcome to the video. This video is about how to get a tattoo apprenticeship, and I want to start by saying this is my own personal opinion on how I would go about getting a tattoo apprenticeship. This by no means reflects industry standards or whatever you want to call it. I'm sure people will feel differently, but again, this is just my personal opinion on how to get a tattoo apprenticeship. I am a firm believer that you do not have to go to school and get a degree or whatever to be good at something. However, if you want to learn quickly and effectively, I do believe it is the best route to go. So 100%, I just want to address that getting an apprenticeship is a much better route than learning on your own or being a self-taught tattoo artist. I can tell this is going to be one of those videos where I flip-flop a little bit on either being self-taught or doing an apprenticeship. And so for the first flip-flop, I just want to say not everyone can afford to not work so that they can work for free as an apprentice. And especially this day and age, that is probably why a lot of people are taking the route of being self-taught. But again, I really don't think that that is the best route, but if it is the only route for you, then you just need to do whatever's best for you. So what are some things I would do to get myself an apprenticeship? Well, first and foremost, I don't believe in paying for an apprenticeship, meaning I don't believe that you should pay them $5, $10, $15, $20,000 for the apprenticeship. I believe that the time that you exchange for the knowledge from your tattoo mentor is the payment. You are working for free, cleaning bathrooms, setting up stations, mopping floors, etc. And that is you exchanging your time for the apprenticeship. You are trading your time for the knowledge of becoming a tattoo artist. And if you're giving your time, then it is not free. There is an equal exchange, in my opinion, of time, and as we all know, time is valuable. I do not think the best option is to go door to door from tattoo studio to tattoo studio asking for an apprenticeship. Now, if you've done your research on those studios, shops, and the artists, or you already know them and you feel confident walking in there, and it's a reputable shop and you believe in the artists and they have a good reputation, then maybe you do walk in there, but don't go from studio to studio just asking for an apprenticeship. So let's take a step back then. Do your research. Look up all the shops, look into the artists, and look into all the different styles that those artists do within that studio. And if you can honestly say that you would be proud to work at that shop or studio, then maybe you could follow the route of just walking in and asking for an apprenticeship. I think literally a vibe check, for lack of better terminology, is super important. So always trust your gut. My best advice for getting this apprenticeship, again, is doing research on all the tattoo shops in your area. From there, do research about all the artists in those shops. From there, narrow down the artists that do the style that you want to learn to tattoo. Just because someone's cool and they do realism doesn't mean they're the right mentor for you if you want to do American traditional tattooing. And instead of just walking in and walking up to those artists and asking for an apprenticeship, you should start getting tattooed by them. You should become borderline friends with these people. This can be a situation where it's about who you know and not what you know. So spend time with the artists, get tattooed by them, and eventually you'll be able to drop hints that, hey, I'm interested in a tattoo apprenticeship. And hey, I really like you. We vibe, I feel like, and I would be really grateful for you to be my mentor. This is going to be a much better route for finding an apprenticeship, I promise you. So get a good vibe check on these people. Get tattooed by these people. Become their friends and become a really great client. Drop hints that you're interested in learning to tattoo. At which point we come to the most important aspect of getting an apprenticeship, and that is your portfolio. No matter what, if you're thinking about getting an apprenticeship, the first thing you should be doing is drawing. And be drawing as much as possible. Be practicing drawing and drawing tattoo designs. If you don't know how to draw, be learning to draw and be practicing learning to draw, because clearly this is the only way you're going to build a portfolio is by drawing and drawing some more and drawing some more. Start drawing designs that you would like to tattoo or that you could see being good tattoo designs. Draw designs that you would want to tattoo on other people, or draw designs that you would want to get tattooed on yourself. It really doesn't matter at that point. Just be drawing as much as possible so that you can build this portfolio. As for how much to include in the portfolio or what to include, I personally think that you should narrow down the portfolio into your best work, or at least your favorite drawings that best represent you as an artist. And if you fully believe you're going to go the apprentice route versus being self-taught, then I would also recommend not buying a tattoo machine at all. You shouldn't be learning to tattoo on fake skins or fruits, etc. prior to you getting your apprenticeship. And the reason being for this is that some mentors do not want their apprentice to have ever touched a tattoo machine before getting their apprenticeship. And I think the real reason is that it's much easier to teach someone the correct way the first time than it is to break the bad habits that they've already learned. Because when you are learning on your own, it is inevitable that it's more about trial and error, and not to mention it's going to take twice as much research and time and a ton of practice, because you're just not going to know what you're doing. So it basically defeats the purpose. The whole point of the apprenticeship is to learn to tattoo. So if that is the route that you want to take, just don't buy a tattoo machine until your mentor says, hey, you're ready to buy a tattoo machine, or build a tattoo machine if you are starting on coils. And from there, that's the point when they're going to give you fake skins and start to teach you how to tattoo properly. So yeah, basically it's just really hard to break bad habits. So it's best not to learn them, so that when you go into your apprenticeship, you know nothing and you are easily teachable. So I'm going to close this video with one story about a mentor talking about a portfolio that came into his tattoo shop. And I think this is a great opportunity to learn what some mentors are looking for in a portfolio. Before, I briefly mentioned narrowing down your drawings into a select few, and that is because of this story. I'll make it quick, I promise. So when this aspiring artist brought in their portfolio and the artist took a look at it, the artist said to them, hey, great, this all looks pretty good, like, pick out your top 3 and show them to me. Well, the aspiring apprentice had 100+ drawings in this portfolio, and they realized right then they don't really know which is their best work or their favorite work in this portfolio. And the artist was basically like, I don't have time to look through all of this. I just want to see what your best work is and see if I can see that you have a basic understanding of drawing and art and light, and that you seem teachable. So I said I would keep the story short, so we will just leave it at that. So draw as many designs as you want, but know which ones are your best. Know which ones best represent your artistic skill level. Know which ones best represent the direction you want to take tattooing. And so when you show up with that portfolio and you show it to a tattoo artist and they don't have a lot of time, you can flip to your favorite stuff or the best work in there, point them out, and overall just seem more prepared.